What the hell was that? What the hell was that presentation last night on MTV that desperately tried to resemble an award show? I would imagine that most of you guys did not waste your time last night watching the 2025 VMAs. Hell, judging by their ratings, most normal people haven't wasted their time watching the VMAs in almost 15 years. Me personally, I don't understand the purpose of these award shows in the year of our Lord 2025. I damn sure don't understand the purpose of an award show that's produced and presented by MTV. When I was growing up, MTV was powerful. They were culturally relevant. MTV had the power to make or break your career. For Gen Xers and millennials, MTV was appointment television. Come home after school and watch TRL, Yo MTV Raps. Hell, this is the network that pretty much invented the entire genre of reality television. I know for these kids in Gen Z, LGBT, this might be hard to understand, but when The Real World premiered in the early 90s, it was revolutionary. MTV was so influential at the time, they were able to create new stars out of ordinary people. Even in the late 2000s, they take a group of regular Italians from New Jersey, they put them in a house on the Jersey Shore, and they turn them into megastars. But over the last 15 or so years, and especially in the last decade, MTV has become culturally irrelevant. If I asked my daughter to name a show on MTV, she wouldn't be able to do it. Hell, she would probably ask me, "What is MTV? Is that the test that I have to take to get into college?" One of the reasons that she couldn't name a show on MTV is because the network, they no longer produce original programming. The Challenge, which is one of my favorite shows, The Challenge is barely clinging to life support. Not only does MTV refuse to promote the show, they've also heavily sanitized it. They edit out most of the drama because they're afraid to hurt feelings. A network that used to thrive on controversy, a network that used to be fearless, is now afraid to broadcast fights and arguments because we have to think about people's feelings. Outside of The Challenge and nonstop reruns of ridiculousness and maybe one or two other shows, MTV no longer produces original programming. But for some reason, every September, MTV breaks out the polish and they produce a toxic turd known as the Video Music Awards. Like the network, the VMAs used to be appointment television. The VMAs used to be an event. But today, after years of embracing the woke wiener, after years of worshiping at the altar that was created by deacons at Woke United Methodist, the VMAs have become just another awards show that's nominated every year for the real awards show, the only awards show that matters in the year of our Lord 2025, the Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Chapter. One thing most people fail to realize until it's too late, dealing with Medicare can be an overwhelming experience. Countless plans, rules, penalties, calling the government for help. Good luck with that. Fortunately, though, there is help available, and that's where Chapter steps in. Chapter is an advocate for seniors to help you choose the right plan for your needs. Chapter's completely independent, which means they're only incentivized to find the right plan for you. Uncle Casey actually tested out their services. My mom turned 65 back in January. Now, both my parents, they already had insurance plans, but had mom call Chapter anyway. Long story short, Chapter told my parents that they already had the best plan available. There was no need for them to change. Chapter actually found them a plan that would save them a couple of $100s every month, but Chapter explained to my parents that their current plan would save them more money long term. So, since they can afford it monthly, Chapter advised my parents to keep their current plan. Now, telling my parents to keep their current plan, that was of no financial benefit to Chapter, but that is the kind of honest service they provide. Look at it like this. If you were wrongfully sued, you're not going to court without your lawyer, right? So why would you deal with the hassle, the confusion of Medicare without having an advisor in your corner? Even if you already have coverage, Chapter might be able to find you a better plan. You literally have nothing to lose. It's free. So call today, 510-279-3616. Have Chapter find the right plan for you. The VMAs kicked off last night with a tribute performance by Ricky Martin. They honored Rick Martin with the Latin Icon Award. And to be honest with you, I actually enjoyed his performance. I've never been a fan of Ricky Martin's music, but the dude's one hell of a performer. For anyone who grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, it was a nostalgic performance. I kept waiting for Rick to sing his classic, "Give me just one night, una noche." Initially, I figured there wasn't enough time and he would have to perform that song on another Noche. But then I remembered that song doesn't belong to Rick Martin. It belongs to 98 Directions or 98 Degrees, one of those damn boy bands from the late 90s that Eminem always hated. This amazing performance from Ricky Martin, it was followed by what appeared to be a yoga lesson from someone named Tate McRae. I had no idea who in the hell she was, which was a common theme throughout the night last night. MTV kept presenting these people that Uncle KC had never heard of. As a yoga instructor, Tate McRae is extremely talented. But as a musician, I really don't know because she appeared to be lip syncing throughout her performance. The performance wasn't a complete waste, though. To her credit, Tater was very inspiring. She inspired me to try out some yoga moves. Got on my living room floor and tried to do the triangle pose and damn near gave myself a hernia. Without a doubt, the worst part of the night was the passionate performance from Sabrina the Carpenter. When I was a teenager, Sabrina was identifying as a teenage witch. But today, Sabrina is choosing to identify as a carpenter, and she used the MTV platform to fight for the rights of other identifiers. Check it out for yourself. As you can see, Sabrina's backup dancers were clearly inspired by RuPaul. My favorite part of the performance was when they displayed signs from the neighborhood yard sale. Support drag, protect trans! Protect trans from what? I didn't know they were under attack. I was pleasantly surprised, though. I didn't see any signs on stage that read, "Free Palestine from the evil Israeli colonizers." During her acceptance speech for Best Album That No One Purchased, Sabrina continued her passionate activism. "This world is so full of discrimination and negativity, I just wanted to be part of that division." Ariana Grande won the award for something called Best Pop, which I'm assuming that's the award for Best Pop Album. During her acceptance speech, Ariana Grande thanked the people who made this possible. "I want to thank my therapist and gay people." Okay. She should be thanking her doctor. Ariana Grande was always naturally pretty, but her doctor has been working so hard, he's damn near got her looking like AI. In MTV's defense, the dedication to Wiener wasn't nearly as overt. It wasn't nearly as in your face as we have seen in the past. During the tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, they actually had a cross, a crucifix in the background. Now, I'm not entirely sure if that's good or bad. Supposedly, Ozzy Osbourne became a Christian before he passed away. Whether or not that's actually true, I don't know. What I do know is the tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, at least Steven Tyler's portion of the performance, it was one of the best performances of the night. Now, I don't know who in the hell the other dude was. Young Blood, Young Boner, Young Tongue. Whoever the hell he wasn't all that great. Actually, he sucked. But Steven Tyler was great. Like I said, Ricky Martin was great, which shouldn't be a surprise because those dudes are actual singers. They're actual performers. I don't know what the hell the music industry is presenting today, but the industry no longer produces performers. Throughout the night last night, it seemed like everyone was lip syncing, and most of the so-called winners, I've never heard of them. Listen to some of these nominees. Somber, which was the mood I was feeling along with boredom while watching this show. Gigi or Gigi Perez, Ella Langley, Cody Johnson. Who, and who? The winner for Best New Artist was someone named Alex Warren. That doesn't sound like a mainstream star. It sounds like the name of your local ophthalmologist. My name is Dr. Warren. Let me test your eyes for spectacles. Look, I know I have aged out of the demo. I know I'm not the target audience for the VMAs. I'm damn sure not the target demographic for the music industry. The music industry has always been dominated by teenagers and college kids. That's who buys music. But one of the reasons these award shows are pointless, it's becoming harder and harder to create mainstream stars. When we were growing up, our parents might not have listened to our generation of music, but they'd at least heard of the performers. Limp Bizkit, Korn, Eminem, T.I., Ludacris, Outkast, Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, pop stars like Britney Spears, the Backstreet Boys. These were mainstream performers. More importantly, they had actual talent. It just seems like there aren't a lot of mainstream stars in the music industry, but like I said, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm out of touch. You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.